welcome to another short film review Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
He always messes it up.
I know. I'm your old pal Cal, a.k.a. Presenza, and I'm with...
Jonathan A. Moody, your co-host.
And together we are with...
Joe
Turek.
All right. And no dead mouse, fortunately. And we are here to talk about a movie called, it's a short film, and it is the Snapper, the man-eating turtle movie that never got made, which is unfortunate because it looked like it was a lot of fun. And it was an add-on to the box for the Attack of the Killer Refrigerator, which came with a whole bunch of fun little extras, and this was one of them.
You were glowing through this film.
I know, it was
You
fun.
were lighting up.
This was definitely something
great.
that... And Paul picked that up at Tidewater Horror Con, and I was actually looking at it myself, and I was like, this looks like something Paul would like. I'm not gonna take it from him.
You're like, hell yeah.
Well, I would have gotten it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he'd find it, But had you heard of Attack of the Killer Refrigerator before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was already on my list.
Okay. But you had not heard of Snapper.
No, nobody had heard of Snapper.
No,
So,
Snapper did not exist.
After they made Attack of the Killer Refrigerator, which is a fun, silly, ridiculous film, they were going to make this snapping turtle movie, like a Jaws variation, where the town has a evil snapping turtle that's eating people in the lake.
Lost Lake.
Lost Lake, which is great. And they made enough to make a trailer and enough to make some stuff.
Two trailers.
Yeah.
Too, yeah.
But unfortunately, they couldn't come up with the financing, and it just never got made. So they made this little short about it, and it looked fascinating. They had some really fun stuff. They had the life-size snapping head that was made out of latex and cables, and then they had they had a little one that was all cable-oriented, and they had a couple of little latex ones.
You like the miniatures?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that looked like it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I definitely did. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed how enthusiastic and excited they were to be doing this stuff. They talked about how the Massachusetts had a really good film community and independent film community, and they'd help each other out. But then when they started working on bigger budgeted movies and stuff, they hated it.
It wasn't as much fun.
Yeah, it wasn't as fun. So I really liked it. I enjoyed the act. The guys giving their behind the scenes information.
Yeah, it was like us, if we had a movie like that, just talking about a project that just never got made that we always wanted. And I like the fact that they're like, hey, we can make this movie. If we get the money, if it comes out of nowhere, we'll make it. It's ready to go.
Oh, they've already got a script. I don't know if the script would pass today. You'd have to... I don't know. You might have to change it a little bit.
I think if you shot it in retro style, like late 80s style,
that would be cool.
I think you could do that. So
They'd
what did
have
you
fun
think,
with
Joe?
that, I think.
I enjoyed it. It felt more like a documentary. It's just a short...
documentary.
Yeah, short documentary. But it was cool in the sense that it just shows the passion they had for the project, and that it almost had a body count, a real-life body count, in it. That's kind of interesting stories that they had. But it seems like there's a passion for it to ultimately see, and maybe this is just its chance to see the light as this short film.
Yeah, and it came from that golden time period, when you had Jaws, and you had Piranha, and you had Alligator, and you had all of those sort of creature feature movies from Fish and other critters, Grizzly. It was just from that time period, which a lot of movies that we love come from. Yeah,
well, they said it even didn't come from, they didn't think Jaws, they didn't think, snapping turtle. They were just thinking, lake, because when you think about it, independent films, the easiest locations to shoot are things like at a lake where it's, nobody owns the lake, kind of thing.
The government usually owns the lake.
But they're not gonna intrude on you if you're at the lake doing. They didn't say they actually got permission from the government to shoot
that stuff. But it was funny. They were talking about how we just showed up some places and just never got permission.
Places that they burned down too.
Right.
There was cars driving by and stuff like that. Yeah. See people all in the bloody get up and all that stuff.
That's funny.
And then and they said no insurance.
Independent theater.
No insurance. The accident that they said almost really cost somebody.
Eek.
I really wish that they had, like, made the movie instead of making the trailers. Like, just whatever they could have done, just kept going, with it, and just kept making it, taking, saving some money or whatever. Because, like, pretty much, like, right after they sent this movie out to studios, like, I hate to say it, like, this is not a studio movie. This is a independent, fun little, gem of a movie. But once they started sending it out, they decided to go do another movie called Days Before Christmas, or whatever. It's all, I guess, right before Christmas holiday, a slasher movie, and it was gonna be.
Was it a slasher, or was it like a Christmas?
It looked like
a Christmas slasher.
Oh, okay.
It looked like Christmas slasher to me, and then guy in a mask going around killing people. Or whatever.
Which is cheaper to make.
Than this, yeah,
because that was the thing. They couldn't come up with a shell. They were able to come up with this giant head that was great, but they really couldn't afford much else. And so I think that's kind of where they were headed. They wanted to make the full turtle, and that's where financing would have come in. Yeah. So, yeah.
Beheaded.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. Unfortunately, they even talked about how they took a couple scenes from it, and it was like from scattered throughout it, so it's not like they could put a cohesive narrative together to make it as a short film, a short snapperhead film or something.
But they make a good point though when they talk about things we learn. It's better to try to make a movie around something you can actually afford to make.
Yeah. Like Robert Rodriguez talks about that a lot. Of like, he had a turtle, he had a guitar, and and he had whatever. So he was able to make El Mariachi with what he had, and these guys, they had the ability to make a little turtle, thing, but he didn't make it the big turtle, and everything, the full turtle, and unfortunately, I guess since they didn't go full turtle. But they did a few of the scenes with the turtle there, and it's like you would think that they could have done a lot of stuff that wouldn't have even involved the turtle. It could have just been a low budget.
If it were me, even without the shell, I think I would have gone for it. I would have.
They could have done like some point of view shots from inside the turtle shed.
Even though I know it wasn't going to be the movie that I wanted, you could make it, and if it turns out to be a hit, an underground hit, maybe you can remake it later on. You know what I mean? Roll the dice. That's what I look at it.
Now you just got a couple little small pieces of it that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I were them, I'd reshoot the whole thing. And
yeah. Oh yeah. Now if they did it, they'd have to probably.
Well, no, I mean, because like, I guess for a couple of the people who died in the movie, they could probably use them already, but like that could be like the beginning of the movie, and then
Yeah.
And I hope if they do go back that it's all practical. I don't want to see a CGI turtle.
No. But see, that's the thing. That's where they would go now. So if somebody bought it now, somebody like Blumhouse bought it or whatever, they would go and they would turn into a big CGI, turtle, snapping turtle.
Yeah, you have a big snapping turtle winking at you or something like that nowadays. You probably enjoyed it.
We could probably make a giant turtle out of styrofoam boxes and paint it. That would be fun. Just to have it wander around.
Cardboard, yeah. Yeah, because I mean, they could do a lot of it. They could have done on land even versus in water, because the water makes
land turtle.
What was interesting to me just was the idea of the snapping turtle. Like you haven't seen that as a horror film.
Nope. And
still to this day, nobody's done a killer snapping turtle movie. So, it's kind of a unique premise.
I could see the poster, just like Jaws, where you have the chick in the water, but instead of a shark, it's a turtle coming up. Yeah. You could have so much fun with that if you chose to do it as sort of more like a comedy horror.
And they could even tie into the lore, because isn't turtles live to be a long time too?
It's the same turtle,
hundreds of years or something like that. I mean, they could do lore over the century
or
something like that. That could, I mean,
you could turn that into a whole series of movies,
or a TV series itself. Yeah. The snapping turtle.
Yeah, the turtle takes somebody out in the Civil War, and and it's the same turtle 150 years later.
That's right. This turtle ate my great-great-grandfather. You know, you've got the Quint character coming in to get revenge for his family.
Yeah, I like how they used the Jaws references in there about the air tanks and stuff like that.
It was funny.
We just had to find a different way to get rid of it.
One of the guys there did Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
Though. And, you
The special effects guy.
Oh, yeah.
special effects guys.
Damn.
Oh yeah, he does a lot of the moldings.
That's
for the
another
toys.
big plus is that they had somebody who could make all that stuff with
They had
latex.
a dragon.
They had a
Remember,
dragon.
they had a dragon that breathed fire.
Moved and everything.
At first, I thought that was like footage from like a Godzilla film, but
No,
it was
it was a
something.
real-
That,
it was
it was something they had access to.
Yeah, man.
So
wish
it's
we
like I think
knew someone like that.
the creativity alone, they could have made the turtle and stuff like that. I guess it's just purely a financial.
And then he
thing
just
came down
went
to.
on to make props for theme parks and for stuff for other things, you know, stores.
Got to pay the bills.
Yeah,
That's
He had
crazy.
he had a skill.
Yep.
that's amazing. Yeah, I wish we had someone like that. I wish we could do stuff like
I
that.
think Mariah could probably, but we never asked her to, like, or whatever. But
I mean, that guy had a dedicated workshop
Yeah.
for that. So.
yeah, he had masks.
Yeah,
he was a mask maker. Then they ended up making was it some kind of horror world kind of thing, spooky world?
Spooky World. That sounds
Um,
like fun.
Yeah, and then
that had national attention.
yeah, the national attention. I had Bill Maher and freaking Jay Leno promoting it. Like, how incredible!
It's like Hallow Scream year round. Can you imagine? It'd be fun.
that would be fun. Is it still around? I don't think it's still around.
No, probably not.
Probably not. That's
Probably
sad. Man, I wish those places were still around.
Tell me about it.
There was one in Virginia Beach. There was a haunted place in Virginia Beach you could go to during the off season.
Is that the one that had like the half of the flying saucer in it?
I think we both went in there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we checked it out. It was not. It wasn't. It was okay.
I think it's gone.
Oh, it's gone now.
Yeah.
God damn,
I'm pretty
everything's
sure it's
gone.
gone. Yeah.
Damn this world.
I
You know,
know.
everything fun is gone. You know.
That's why you got to go when you can go. You know.
Well,
So is this short film, is this available anywhere other than the that you know
I
of?
don't think so. As far as I know, it is part of the whole package here for Attack of the Killer Refrigerator, and it's
it
loaded
might be on
with stuff.
YouTube. It might be on YouTube.
It might be.
I don't know.
Or,
we
you know.
looked it on here. I mean, Paul forgot to bring his own short film, so we were looking for something, and he just looked at here and he said, "Oh, there's a short film here," so decided to do that.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was like 30 minutes long, but like
Yeah.
well worth. You know, if you're interested in film, like that is definitely.
And they have another one here, The Hook of Woodland Heights. So,
That's their first film, the
Yeah.
first short film they did.
So that's more of a conventional film. Like a
That's
story,
more like, yeah,
a
they
narrative
they
and stuff
tried
like
to,
that.
yeah,
okay.
and then that was right before Attack of the.
but as soon
Killer
as I
Refrigerator.
saw the Killer Turtle movie that didn't get made, I was like, oh yeah, we're going there.
I need to buy that now. I'm definitely gonna buy that soon.
Yeah, please, guys, make that movie.
Yeah. So
Yes.
so you said it's Attack of the Killer Refrigerator, and what company put it out, or how,
it Terror,
or you found it like at the
No,
at
it's
the,
Terror Vision.
yeah. So
Terror Vision put it out, and they are wonderful. We love them.
Yeah.
the Hook of Wonderland of Woodland Heights.
Yep, that's the other one.
We promote them all the time, and they love us. So,
Oh man, how many times did we hit their table?
oh God, well, yeah, we bought I think 4 each, right? You know, of both them and Severin.
We're just like, more.
Well, those are the only movie places we could go anyway. So we were at Tidewater, so we were super stoked that they were right across from us. So we were just chatting with those guys.
This is very well packaged.
Oh yeah, that's great. I love it.
And I love the tagline there. Oh no, I just ate cold cuts.
And that's the thing. You're spending the money for the physical media, but you're getting so much more. You're not going to get any of that stuff with just streaming. And
Yeah,
you don't
no.
own it. You know, I get this forever.
Yeah.
Unless it messes up.
And that's one thing with streaming that's starting to bother me is a lot of the different streaming sites. They're unless you pay for the extra stuff, you don't even you have to watch commercials in the middle of features
Yeah,
and stuff,
fuck that.
and that's really getting frustrating. So physical media is always the best route to
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let's go media.
And money goes to the artist. Look, it should anyway. So
go. Yeah, very well packaged.
Well, I think that's about it. If you guys, definitely check out Attack of the Killer Refrigerator, and then at the back, check out the special features, or whatever. We're gonna do Attack of the Killer Refrigerator for Indie Film
yeah.
Cafe at some point.
Oh,
It's on Paul's list. So I'm gonna let Paul do that because that's his movie. But I'm very glad that we got to see this short.
This might be a Just Jen movie. Just to annoy her.
Well,
If she'll ever come back.
She'll come back. She's coming back. Don't you worry.
is this one that's going to help her come back, or is she going to look at this title and be like,
she's going to punch me
"Are
in
you
the arm
serious?"
again?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think she'll enjoy it. She'll be mad at first, and then she'll like.
And she'll be like, yeah.
Then she'll
that's
like
all right.
it.
Yeah.
But all right, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed this. We'll be back next month for a brand new episode. Bye.
Bye.